Thanks for answering my call. I promise I won't cry this time. I'm feeling so much better, and thank you guys for being so nice to me in my last video. I was very stressed out, and I'm feeling so much better. I'm currently looking for a new job because I can't work somewhere where people could, I could kill somebody. I'm not trying to be a murderer here by accident or on purpose. It's just not part of my life goals. Anyways, today I wanted to talk, I feel like I've been a very bad friend to you guys because I'm over here recovering and I think I'm getting pretty far in it. But I haven't really been telling you guys how it's going or, you know, things like that. And I know you guys are still struggling with it. So I wanted to tell you guys 5 things that I personally have found out while recovering. So yeah, hopefully one of these will work. And by the way, this is my personal experience. If any of it kind of helps you or inspires you to want to recover from ed, then it was worth it to me to make this, So one of them is I tried not to be so obvious about it. I tried not to say your hair will stop falling out because we all know that. So number 1, let me scratch my nose real quick. Number 1 is that you will eventually stop craving most, if not all, the food you binge on. Believe it or not, once you stop purging, and you will continue binging, I did that for a while, but I wouldn't purge, so that kind of made me feel so full and bloated that I'm never doing that again. It gets really annoying to put yourself through that, your stomach, so you eventually just stop. And I no longer crave ice cream at all. Before ed, by the way, I never liked ice cream, so it was that the fact that I was starving myself that really made me crave all this random food that I never cared for. So I don't crave ice cream, I don't crave cookies, I don't crave bowls and bowls of cereal, and I don't crave McDonald's. I don't crave it anymore. I used to crave it like crazy. I really think when someone, even yourself, stops you from doing something, you're not allowed to do this. You crave it more. It's weird. Now I understand why bad kids were bad. They would rebel against their parents. I never understood that back then because I don't know. I just never cared to rebel against my parents. So now I understand because it's almost like you stop yourself from something and that makes you, want it even more. I don't know. And once you stop doing that to yourself, you don't care for it. I don't care about, I hate cheese. Before ed, I never liked cheese. It made me wanna, throw up. And when I was starving, I loved cheese. I could eat a lot of it because I just wasn't eating enough of anything. So that's one thing that really surprised me. I thought I would always want candy and chocolate and donuts, and I don't. I really don't. And oh yeah, another thing about that is that when I was restricting and really sick, everything looked delicious. Everything. A piece of leftover tomato, somebody's leftover you know, sandwich, everything looked good. I was like, how come they're not finishing their food? If I could, I would. I don't. I leave my food all the time. I'm so full, I don't want the rest of it. It's so weird. But yeah, that's what's gonna start happening to you. You're not gonna crave all that stuff anymore because your body isn't starving anymore. So another thing, I kind of wrote a little bit of notes to remember. It kind of goes with the other one, the second thing that I had happen is I don't think about food 24/7. I'm not constantly thinking about food. I remember when I was restricting, I would constantly look at recipes. That's actually what got me into cooking because I wanted to know exactly how these food turned out to be so good to me, but delicious. It became so interesting, and now I don't care. I'll eat the food that we have, or I'll buy some food, and then once I'm full and satisfied, I don't care about food. It's not on my mind anymore. I remember when I was restricting so bad, or even right after my purge, right away I would start thinking of things I wanted to eat because I was hungry again, and now that doesn't happen anymore, and I'm so glad I don't live off of that thought all the time, you know? Like, it's so freeing. So that's what will happen to you guys if you, you know, start recovering. And if you are recovering, feel free to let me know if it happened to you, and if I didn't mention something that did happen to you while you were recovering, let me know what happened, because I probably, you know, I can probably relate, and a lot of us can too. Number 3 kind of goes with number 2. Since you're not constantly thinking about food anymore because you're not starving, you're gonna start like thinking about other things and doing other things in your life. Like, you're not gonna think about calories, like how can I burn to eat this little piece of whatever. You're not gonna care. You're gonna start thinking about so many different things. You know, like, I want to go back to school. I'm thinking about jobs. Like, I need to find a job I really like, and just like ideas to like share with you guys. Like, I really like talking to you guys. If I don't do it, I kind of get sad and I miss you guys because, you know, like, I'm focusing on other stuff. Back then, I kind of just like, I didn't really know you guys when I was really, really sick. And I was always just thinking about how little can I eat tomorrow, you know, and it was so stupid because it's like life isn't about that. Like, I'm so glad I'm thinking about other stuff, like just traveling, you know, like what I want my future to look like, instead of thinking day by day, like I'll do better tomorrow. Like, who cares, you know? Like, the world isn't about how little you can eat. And I'm just so happy like my mind isn't like that anymore. And it did take a while, but I am so much better than before. Yeah, so like anything you wanted to focus on, like you wish you could focus on, but you're too busy listening to Ed, as soon as you start recovering, you will focus on other stuff. Like, you won't care about what Ed's saying. Like, you'll notice how ugly he really is. You know when you have love goggles, and because you love somebody, but then you stop loving them, and that's when you see how toxic and ugly they really are, inside and out. That's exactly what will happen to you. And number 4 is your lows will not be as low as it used to be. When I have a bad day, even when I'm really sad and I cry, like the last video, um, it's not as bad as when I was restricting and I was, you know, so bad. Like, it's not as bad anymore. I used to, every time something really, like, even small happened and I wasn't healthy, like, you know, I would want to die. Like, that's how severe it was. Like, I would just want to die. Like, Sue kept visiting me. If you know who Sue, what I'm referring to with Sue, because you've been watching me for a while, thank you so much. You are one of my best friends. Everybody else here is a friend. If you know what I'm talking about, you're my best friend. So yeah, that's number 4. My ears just. Number 5 is scary, but like, you think that when you recover, you're gonna gain weight like that. Like, whoa, I'm gonna get so much. No, it doesn't work like that. I was actually surprised that it took so long for me to gain weight, and when it did, it felt like it was going up and up and up, but then it just kind of settled. Like, it just sets. And it wasn't even that extreme. Like, I'm even surprised because I used to weigh so much more, like, when I was really healthy before I got into Ed. And now I can't, even trying to eat, like, oh my god, I did eat a lot. I wonder how much I weigh. And I'll weigh myself and I'm like surprised. Like, what the heck? That's it? It's not gonna go like crazy. You know, like, it's not gonna go quickly 50 pounds. No, like, we're really exaggerating because we really think weight is so important and it's gonna be quick. But it really won't. And I think, like, that, knowing that, if I would have known that before, I would have, like, not cared, you know? Even now, it's weird because, like, I'll eat all the stuff that I used to be really against, and it won't make that big of a difference at all. Like, my weight will just always be, like flowing. So it's like, why do I care so much? And by the way, the sooner you start recovering, the sooner you'll start to live life the way it's supposed to be, because you're not supposed to be worrying about all this stuff constantly all the time. It really isn't a way to live, and I really hope you get there. You pick recovery. You pick yourself and stop picking Ed. I can't force you to recover with me, you know? Nobody can. You have to make that decision on your own. And I really hope you do, you know? I will never turn back. Like, even with my relapse, it didn't convince me. Like, I'm sorry, Ed, but I know you're full of shit. And I hope you realize he's full of shit too. And he's not a friend. And he's a toxic person. So, yeah. Well, thanks for, listening to my TED Talk. Other than that, if you're still listening to this, random thing I wanted to mention is that I was cleaning the cat room. Not really the cat room, it's just the laundry room. I'm in charge of cleaning after all the cats because I love animals. They're super cute. And they have this little mat that I put their food on and their water, and for some reason I kept seeing little flies, and I'm just like, what is going on? So I took it up, and apparently wet food snuck underneath that mat. Ugh, guys, there's maggots in there. It was so disgusting. Like, I'm so grossed out by maggots. I had to throw the poor mat away. Now I feel bad about the mat because, like, maybe I should have cleaned it. But it looks so disgusting. It's making me shake. Like, I'm sorry, maggots are, like, one of the only few animals I can't, like, help. Like, dude, they just gross me out so bad. And, like, maggots are so gross because, like, they eat animals, dude. They eat everything. It's everything gross. I'm so, oh my god, they're gonna eat me if I don't get, like, turned into ashes. Ugh, they're so gross. I remember, okay, sorry, this is getting into another topic. But yeah, I hope this video helped you in some way. Let me know if you think I'm disgusting let me know if you think I'm weird for throwing out a mat full of maggots. And oh yeah, I was thinking, would you guys be interested in watching a video of a day that I eat dangerous foods? And if you want to see that, like, what are they called? They're not called dangerous foods. It's called, like, eating, I don't know, foods that we're all afraid of. Let me know if you guys want to watch that, because I could do a whole day or even like a week of just eating, challenging myself with foods. And I think I could take it on. Like, I wanted to do it sooner, but I wasn't ready. I think I'm ready now because I've been eating basically once a day. Whatever I freaking crave something, I try to get it and eat it. And I think I've been doing good. So if you guys want to see a day where I try to eat everything that's like was my trigger food back then, challenge me in the comments. And if you want to go even farther than that, let me know what I should eat, and then it could be like a little vlog thing of like me trying to eat. And if you don't want to watch that, let me know what you guys are looking forward to seeing from me. I do want to lean more towards like normal videos, but I will always come back to do one about, checking in on recovery for everybody here that needs a little motivation or a little kind of like a hint of what's expected. And yeah, so thanks for watching and thanks for answering my call. Let me know what you want me to talk about next time we talk, okay? Bye. Oh yeah, by the way, look at my skin. Isn't that crazy? Should I go to a dermatologist? It's really red because I showered. Believe it or not, I showered. It's kind of red. Okay, anyways, bye guys. Bye.